Hello everybody, Junior Credit here and or Ready for short, and today we're going to be bringing you some DNF Duel news. So if you don't know, DNF Duel is a game that is being made by 8ping and Our System Works, the people who made MVC3. You know, Our System Works, known for their works as Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear, their hands in Fighters, and their hands in Under Night, such games as that. So like really big in the anime fighter scene, and that's kind of like the aesthetic that this game kind of gives. So we have a lot of information because today a beta comes out, and it comes out in a couple of hours actually. And one of the things about this game is that they low-key didn't release a lot of information. They low-key only showed the characters. They didn't really show a lot of HUD, and too low-key now we get to see like the HUD and like about how the game works, like the HP system and stuff like that, which we're about to look at right now. So today we're going to be looking at the information they gave us. I think it's really cool how they give out the information. I like how like they kind of like didn't leave us in the dark, but like they didn't give us a lot. So like everything that they are showing us is like important and it's fresh in our minds. So we play the beta, it'll all be there. So I low-key like this style of like information. It's kind of fun to like keep getting things as you get closer to it. It's pretty cool. But today we're going to be checking out the two trailers, the two mini trailers they put out, about 30 seconds each. They showed about the HP and the MP. Those are two gauges, I guess the main gauges in this game, and we're also going to be looking at the character Movelist charts that they released for the 10 playable characters that will be in the beta today. So I want to get this video done early so I can get it done, edited, and put out today, because I wanted people to see this before the beta came out. I think this is important and it'd be good to see. So I want to hop into it while looking at the trailers and getting into the character Movelist. And by the way, the beta has rolled back, so yes, that is great. All right, so we're gonna hop into this first trailer. This trailer is about the HP, so let's hop straight into this. All right, so about HP, and they give you like little subtitles at the bottom in English. So they already show you that I already watched this too, by the way, so I can like break it down a little bit as we go. So as you know, the game has two types of damage, as secure as it tells you right there. They have white damage that recovers over time, like that. So it's kind of like Fighters. So if you don't know, in Fighters, when you attack a blocking opponent, you give them chip damage. But when you give them chip damage, it doesn't just straight take away from that health. It gives them like a blue bar. It gives them like so your main gauge is yellow, and then it gives them like blue health. And blue health in Fighters is recoverable health. Two ways to recover your health in Fighters is you can either use sparking, which is a defensive mechanic that boosts your that gives you all your blue life back and increases your damage. Or you can tag your opponent out, because Fighters is a tag game, and when you tag your opponent out, the blue health that you had when you tag your team out, when you take your teammate out, the blue health that you had will recover. So those are two ways to recover your health in Fighters. So like the idea of chip damage, but the chip damage that you took is recoverable health, isn't like a foreign idea. This is kind of common. It happens in a lot of fighting games, so that this game has it. So you do take chip damage in this game. I'm not sure if you can kill off it or not, but you do take chip damage in this game. But as you can see, the little white health right there, you can recover that health back. So that's recoverable health. They have that in the game, and as you can see, you can get the health back when you're in a state of not being hit or guarding. So basically, if you're like walking back or forth, or you're in idle animation, you can recover that health back. But if you're being hit, or you're blocking attacks, you cannot recover that health back. Okay. And then you got red damage. This is the true damage. This is true damage. So this is damage that you cannot recover over time. So like if you get hit, there's no recovering this. This is legitimate damage. There's no recovering this. So that's, like any other, like get your HP down to 0 type beat. You can't recover that. It's simple. Yep. And as you know, the main goal is reduce your opponent's health down to 0. Okay, so there's a couple of interesting things, right? Because we're gonna cover some of this in the mono trailer too, right? Right here is perfect, right? So you can see right here on Grappler's health on the player 2 side, you can see like his meter is being capped, right? So like on this side, there's like a whole like other meter bar that you can get, and I'm pretty sure I know how it works. So you can see like on both players' side, like this meter is capped, and like it's like at a certain value. It's like above 100, 110, showing it as 20 right now. I believe when your health gets down to like this part, you see like this defining line in that health bar right here, you start to unlock more meter. So this game has like a passive meter system where the more damage you take, the higher your meter gets. It's like P4 Arena. And if you don't know, in P4 Arena, when you get down to a certain amount of health, you're in something called Awakening State. In Awakening State, it gives you more meter and it gives you access to new supers you didn't have. I don't know if this gives you the access to new supers you didn't have, but this definitely gives you more meter. So like that idea isn't foreign either. The idea of getting more meter when your health depletes, that is not a foreign idea. That's definitely has been done. So it's not something to be scared of. It's something that you will be okay with, and it definitely will help you. It's not going to hurt you. It's definitely it's an okay thing. It's all right. So. But yeah, like the meter is locked until like your health gets to a certain point, right? So like that's another interesting thing. Like he's taking damage and it goes to 130, but you see like all this bar isn't being used. But when you come here to this part, you see how that defining line that was right there on the health? Like let's look, right? See that defining line that was right there on the health? It's gone. Now that the defining line has been reached, you see how his meter is uncapped, and you saw that little bar that was on the meter bar too. You see like this little bar right here that's on player 2, that's on Grappler's meter bar, and is on Striker's meter bar. You see like that little bar. When you go here and you see that health bars, it's not there anymore. When that health reach that line point, when it's gone, it's not there anymore. So once you reach like a certain amount of health, like as you can see, like the health bars glow up, kind of like in BB, when your life gets to a certain point, your health bar turns to a different color and your character portrait starts flashing. That lets you know like you can go into you can do your astral finish, right? So it's like when your health bar reaches a glowing state like that, wouldn't change its color, you get access to more meter and it unlocks your meter. So it looks like it can go all the way up to 200, it seems, because like both of them are uncapped. So I think that was something super interesting. I think they covered that in the MP trailer too. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know if I remember exactly. I only watched it once. But we're gonna watch it again, obviously. But as you can see a little bit of the UI right there, and you can see like the game has like that thing that modern fighting games have a lot when they tell you like what kind of attack it is, and like apparently there's critical hits in this game. As you can see, like right here's a critical hit. I don't know if that means like, oh, you just killed them, if it's like an aesthetic thing, or maybe there really are critical hits. And it says meter depleted, so I'm pretty sure that means like she's been defeated and health is gone, right? You won. And I don't know if they're gonna have stuff like heavy attack. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be like a counter hit setting right here, and I wonder if they have like a punish gauge, because like in a lot of modern fighting games they do this thing where like if you punish, the game will tell you, and like that's super helpful information to let you know like, oh, my opponent can't do that, and that's my answer for that. So I think that'd be really cool if they had like a punish gauge in this game. That'd be really cool, like a punish indicator that lets you know that you punish your opponent. That's what I mean, punish indicator. Yeah, that a lot of modern fighting games have, which is really helpful. So yeah, punish indicator. Go into the MP trailer. Like I said, they're pretty short, 30 seconds. Not too much information, but it's not too much information, but it's important and down to the point, right? That's why it's good. So here you can see your MP move consumes a set amount of MP for each move. So I'm guessing that's what MP moves are just another way to say special moves. I'm guessing that's what your MP moves are, just your special moves. That is my guess. And you have to use your MP gauge to use your special moves. So you can't just like always use your special moves. You have to like have MP to use your special moves, but like later, as you're about to see, they already tell you how to recover that. And low key, it's kind of like Hakumen's meter from BlazBlue, right? Like one of the methods, right? So they already tell you right here the 3 ways to recover your meter, your MP, your magic gauge, right? You can pass it without doing anything, so you can pass with time consumption, right? Without time consumption, you can land an attack that doesn't have consumption. So I guess what that means is just like normal attacks, moves where attacking where you're not using any MP moves will recover your MP. I guess what they mean. So like it doesn't like stack on each other, like you take it away and then you get it back and it creates like a weird thing. It doesn't stack. So when you attack and don't use MP moves, your MP like recover. So yeah, so you can do it while being defensive and passive, or you can do it while being aggressive. So those are 2 ways already that you can recover your MP. Right, you just get right there and the meter's going up. Right, and as you can see, like we covered in the HP video, right? You see how her health got like to a certain point. I don't know if it's just her character, cause you'll see in the like the character Movelist thing, they have like characters have passes, which is kind of cool. But like you can see like her health at a certain point and like her meter went up. So I don't know if that's just for her, like maybe her passive, but like if that really is like the health bar thing, then maybe as your health go down, it doesn't only have to hit like that 1 point in your meter, and your 1 point in your health bar, right? As your health just goes down, you passively gain meter. It doesn't have to hit 1 point, which would be pretty cool. Or you can use conversion, and conversion is like low key super cool. So like what conversion does, right? So wait, yeah, I think that's for every character. You see how his meter went up? Sorry to get off track. Wait, look at his meter right here. right? You see his meter, you see his at 100, you see how his cap right there, he has 4 health. Look what happens when his health goes down, his meter. Health goes down, his meter goes up. His health goes down and his meter goes up. So I think that's for every character. Like as your health goes down, your meter just builds, so which is really cool. But what I want to say is like one of the more interesting things about this is that conversion. So conversion is basically taking your health and turning it into MP. So right, Carmine kind of had, no, Carmine didn't do this, but Carmine had like a mechanic where though he would sacrifice his own life for like powered up attacks, right, from Under Night, Carmine from Under Night. So like in this game, you can literally take your health damage, your health, and convert it into MP. So you'll be like, yo, I need more MP, or I just can take some health. I don't know if it scales, so like if you have lower health it takes less health, or if you have more health it takes more health. I don't know how it works, but like you can definitely use it, and it's a system mechanic, so I'm pretty sure it's available to every character in the cast because it is a system mechanic. So you can literally just convert it, which is really good. That really opens up like your options outside of what can my character do. You can think of what can the game give me. So like that's the extra layer, and I think that's really cool. But I want to go back to just the first two, like to see how you can gain meter. Like what I mean by like the Halcman thing, if you don't know in BlazBlue, Halcman has passive meter build. So Halcman can get meter just by standing still, walking. And like that's kind of like a cool thing. Like you literally gain, like that's the thing in enemy fighters where like you just get meter by like walking. Like but more so it's walking, not really standing still. Like it's like that in fighters and in GG Exer and Strive. So if you walk forward like in GG or in fighters, you just get meter. Like in fighters is so evident. It is so evident in fighters. You just walk forward and you get meter. So like this game kind of takes that and kind of pushes it a bit. Like you can be idle or you can be walking. Like if you're just like in a defensive stance, or like you're just walking, like trying to figure out the neutral, like that whole time like you're trying to figure out your opponent's attack, trying to read your opponent, or you're trying to figure out what to do next, you're building meter in like that entire like frame. Like that's insane. Like it's taking that pushing to a new level, right? So you can see like she just walking back and forth and she's getting her meter back. And like to be honest, like that ain't a bad rate. That is not a bad rate at all, right? And then right here, if you do attacks without like using any MP, you can get your meter back, which I think is really good for stuff like block strings, right? So like you're like, oh, I just used my meter right here, but like I don't want to let up with my pressure. So depending on how long the game block strings are, or like how your character pressure works, you can be like, okay, so instead of me letting up on the pressure and like trying to reset, I can lay down some block strings, and depending on the block string I use and the length of the block string, I can get enough MP back to like go in to open them up, or go into like lay down extra pressure to definitely like get in my hit, you know? So like that opens up another way of thinking, so which is really cool. I like how that works, right? So you can see, right, she was attacking him in this one, and her MP's going up, right? And I think this game has a guard crush now that I'm looking at it. You see that little gauge right there on the right here? You see in front of that like this little curved line in front of that health bars, or the back of that health bars, I don't know, like by that health bars right there, you can see it when the end of that health bars, like when she hits him, it starts to go down. So I think this game has like a guard break mechanic, which they didn't say anything about in the HP one, but this game definitely does a guard break mechanic, because it says stuff in the character's passive list that we're about to look at. So this game definitely has a guard break mechanic. It's pretty cool. So you can see right there. But as you can see, like as she was hitting him, you saw how her meter worked. Boop, 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 boop. Boom, boom, and her meter's going up as she's doing a block string. So you can make decisions like that, which is really cool. So that is for the HP and the MP gauge talk, or breakdown. Like that's all I have to say. So now I want to get into the last part of the video, but I think the more interesting part is the character Movelist chart. I always mess that up, right? So this is the character Movelist chart. So this is like the interesting stuff, right? So this is what you see, like everybody's like special moves. But like as you can see, like I think this game has like a Grand Blue style of doing it, which I love. I love the Grand Blue style of inputs because it gives you the freedom. Like I'm a motion input person, so like if a game gives me the option to do motion inputs, I'm going to do the motion inputs. That's just who I am. I love the feeling of like moving my hand or moving my thumb and like combining the motions. I think it feels like really cool to me, so I personally like doing the motion inputs. So But like, I think the option of having simple inputs are so good, because sometimes you are in panic situations, and I've definitely been in situations where I need to like wake up DP, and like there's so much going through your mind and you panic and you mess up your input. But like, having a basic input really like helps you ease yourself. It's like, okay, I don't need to panic. This is a basic input that I can just do in the situation, and it lets you think more. And thinking and having a calm mind is so important in fighting games, because it lets you know like the options that you have. So I love that style of inputs. I love the freedom it gives to players, and it definitely gives players comfortability, which helps them go further in the game. I love that style of like motion or easy inputs. I love it. I love that style. I love it so much. But as you can see here, you have S skill button, the MS, which is the MP skill button, which we've seen in the previous MP skill video, and you have the awakening skill button, which I'm pretty sure is like your astral finish, or like your big super that they show at the end of every character trailer. So as you see the characters, I'm gonna tell you like right now, across like the motion inputs and stuff like that, characters motion inputs are pretty similar. I'm pretty sure everybody has a DP input, and everybody has a quarter circle forward and a quarter circle back input, but all of this is the same. That skill button, MP skill button, awakening skill button, like the set is the same. Everybody has like a set of those buttons, right? I'm pretty sure these are like command normals. Your special moves are kind of like your command specials right here, and then your special moves are kind of like your special moves. Your special MP moves are your special moves, right? So they're like that right here. They give you like a little breakdown of like how every character is to use and stuff like that, so that's like the cool and important stuff, right? But what I really want to look at over all the characters, because this could take like a while, but like what's going to be important of the breakdown is like low key they're passive. So they give you like a little breakdown. They says how this Berserker has easy to use moves. He's highly aggressive on aerial to ground techniques, and he can sacrifice his HP for enhanced attacks, which is cool. And then when you look at his passives, as recover HP dependent on damage inflicted. So that is Berserker's passive. So that's pretty cool, right? So every character has passives, and they give you a little breakdown of like how the character is to use, right? And this is Inquisitor. This is a little bit of like, you can see your moveset right here. You can say she has various moves that shut down your opponent, has various moves that restrict your opponent, capable of dealing special damage through burning hit. So I'm guessing burning hit is like a phase kind of thing with her. I guess like a status effect almost, because I know this game like it has like status effects like the base game, not the fighting game itself. But I think the fighting game has status effects because it's something they show in one of the other characters' passive. So I think this game actually has status effects, which is we'll see, and I think that's pretty cool. So you have Incinerate. You said activated by landing MP skills on opponents affected by Essence. And Essence is where I don't see Essence. I guess it's another move in her kit that's not shown here, because I don't see Essence. Yeah, this is another move in her kit that's not here, but you can see her passive is MP recovery after using an MP move begins sooner. So she gets faster MP recovery, so which is really cool. And you have Grappler, beginner friendly, specialized in close range grab moves, characterized by the ability to change move effects, right? So he's like, it's literally his name, he's like the Grappler character. He's the whole character. I guess you can hold to change the effect of his grapple, which is pretty cool. And you see like his inputs right here, you see his command numbers right here and stuff like that. And then you see his passive is Iron Physique, reduce white damage received when guarding. So that's the chip damage that you receive while guarding. For him, it'll be reduced, so that's pretty cool. You have Striker right here, has many moves that are easy to use at very close range, has many moves for a portion opponent, capable of blah 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 attack combos with special cancels, right? You can see all her inputs right here, and you can see her passive, which is Power Fist, increase attack and minimum damage per attack. So she just seems like a straight up like brawler damage character. So if you just want to get in, do moves, do damage, she seems like your character, to be honest. And this is Ranger. This is a gunslinger character, right? Has many range moves, has many ambushing moves, has moves whose numbers of attacks can be controlled, right? And you can see his inputs right here. You see he has a couple of special commands in the air or during moves. So he has like you do a move, press a button, so he has different phases throughout certain moves like that. You can see like right here, which is pretty cool. And you have Sudden Death, which is his passive, which inflicts the revenge debuff on opponents upon hit. That's what I mean by status effects, because you see the word debuff. So usually when they say stuff like that, it's usually how your opponent is affected by a certain move, right? It gives them a certain alias, right? Like Street Fighter has it, Fang has poison, Guilty Gear has it, Guilty Gear has status, Guilty Gear has status effects, because Raven can shoot you with a slowing arrow and slow you down. Guilty Gear has it, Blaze Blue has it, Bang Shishigami, he can poison you in that game. Persona 4 Arena is like famous for like it's literally it's like status effects though. Like you can get paralysis, fear, like the Shin Megami Tensei series type effects. Like you can get like I forgot that one. Love or attraction. You can get that. You can get status effects that negate you from using your persona. Like, yeah, like, so this game definitely has like status effects that has like debuffs and stuff like that. As you can see right there, it literally says debuff. But whatever that debuff is, that's probably from the base game, which I don't know, so I'll probably have to look that up. But if you want to know, you should just look up revenge debuff for DNF Duel, and I should probably tell you what that debuff does, right? And then you have Hitman, right? Has various pressuring moves, has various multi-hit moves, special MP move unlocked only when awakened. So he has a move that's only he can use when he's awakened, right? And then his passive is, you can see his inputs right here. His passive is allows the move Shattering Strike to be used. Shattering Strike after using various MP moves. So he gets like move unlocks. So he kind of like snowballs a bit. So he gets a special MP move. I think Shattering Strike is the awaken MP move, but like he kind of snowballs a bit. He gets like MP moves, which is really cool. And he's like one of the cool looking characters in the game, to be honest. And this is Dragon Knight right here. Has easy to use moves. Has an airborne air dash, allowing for various trajectories after jumping. Powerful through her team attached with Astra. So she has like a kind of a summon type thing, but I think she's the main fighter, but like she has like a little assist with her, like that type of fighting archetype. And right here you can see like her move, her kit right here, all of that stuff. And then her passive is increased amount of MP recovery. I think it's the same passive or kind of similar to Inquisitor, if I'm correct. MP recovery after using an MP move begins sooner. So they both have like higher MP recovery, but the way they get it is way different, right? So she gets it after using an MP move, right? And it begins sooner for her, right? And then she gets it, I think, just like straight up just from like the amount of MP that she gets. So they both have like MP type passive. So that's pretty cool, right? You have Vanguard, has many long range attacks, has a move that can split into 4 move strings. See, he has different move strings, stuff like that. You can see it's definitely from the special moves. Like you see how many he has, and like from what special move he used, he can like change the move that he's doing. So that's pretty cool. And he has long range attack with special cancel techniques. And then what his passive is, see his inputs, see what his passive is increases the amount of guard gauge depleted when attacks are guarded against. When I first read this was kind of scary. So this is what I meant by when I said before, oh, so the character has guard break, but you see like something like that inside the Movelist. This is what I meant. So like he increases like the amount of like he decreases your stun gauge or your guard gauge rather quickly. I don't know how quickly because I haven't played it, but like he had the ability to do that, and that's really scary because when a game has a guard break mechanic, characters that are specialized in keeping you in long block strings are especially scary because you have to worry about that with defending, like getting opened up and stuff like that. And if he has long block strings and then he can take your guard gauge down fast, that's going to be very scary because that means that he's going to force you to play offense with him. And if he forces you to scramble with him when he has long range normals and he can force you to commit from like half the screen, he's going to mess you up for that. So that is very scary that he has that passive. When I saw that passive, I was like, whoa. That was a pass that had me. I was like, whoa, that's kind of a scary passive. But that all depends on how his character works. So we can wait and see how that goes. But this is Kunoichi? Kunoichi. I'm gonna say Kunoichi, but I think it's Kunoichi. I don't know. Forgive me. Sorry about that. Highly mobile thanks to her airborne jump and teleportation moves. So they already say this is a highly mobile character. Can enhance her MP moves by holding down buttons, which is really cool. And can inflict burning stigma, which sets off delayed explosions, right? So you can see this. You can see her inputs right here and stuff like that. You can see it hold to change the effect. The same thing with Grappler, right? Grappler had the same thing, right? You can hold to change the effect. So this is a thing across 2 characters already. You can hold to change the effects of your moves. So I think that's pretty cool. So you can see her moves right here, and what her passive is increases the speed of binding Nin and decreases the MP consumption of Nin bound moves. So I guess when she used her special moves, her MP decreases slower than other characters. So like she can have like a bit more MP reserve, and if her MP recovers like at a base rate, like as the rest of the cast, and let's say that base rate is a good rate, then that's really good. And then you can see her burning stigma right here, granted when hit by an MP move. So when you get hit with any of like her special moves, right, you get something I guess called burning stigma. And if I don't know how burning stigma is, we probably can look at her trailer for that, but I don't know how burning stigma is. But if burning stigma is kind of like Kokonoe's thing, where she does like Kurosuke 4A and she sets it a late bomb on you. Maybe she puts like a like a time bomb on you, or she puts like on a stage somewhere, so like she can set up like traps from like forward screen and she can move in easily. I don't know exactly what it is, but that seems pretty cool. But you can see her passive right there. Like you can see the speed of her binding in moves and increasing MP consumption of her lightning bound moves. So like she's definitely gonna be like an MP resource character, but she's gonna be like probably have a little bit more privilege with MP moves. So I think that's pretty cool. And then you have Crusader, last but not least. And then you have has many moves with good range and damage, has self-enhancing moves, can create a wall behind opponents. That when I read that, I was like, I don't feel like it at all. I really just don't feel like, you know, I don't feel like doing it. Like I really not right now. As soon as I read that last part, I was like, no. But you can see his special moves right here, and then you can see right here increases defense, guard break resistance, and white damage recovery speed. So he has a passive that gives him a good amount of defensive buffs. So if you like defensive characters who move a bit slow but they hit hard, you can play him. And like it seems like even when you have him on guard, he's not going to be as easy to open up, or he doesn't have to fear that much, right? Because like his guard break can't be broken that easy, depending on how it looks. He has increased defense. I'm guessing that means he takes less damage. I'm guessing that's what that means, but we're gonna see when it comes out. And white damage recovery speed. So like when his chip damage speed recovers a little bit faster, right? So that's pretty cool for Crusader. So he has a good amount of things going on for him, right? So that was all of the 2 HP trailer and the MP trailer, and this was all of the characters move list. So I just wanted to go through that and look at that and just like share that with you guys, because the beta comes out today and I wanted to get this information out and have it get a look at it with you guys and talk about it and see like what we can think of and like just have some fun with it, you know, because I think this game looks really interesting. So that's super awesome. But anyway, as always, if you like this video, please like, comment, and or subscribe. And until I see you guys next time, I hope you all have a great day, and I hope to see you all in the DNF Duel Beta. See you.